Okay, y'all. I am back. Um, I'm not going to go through all that introduction and stuff again, honey, because when I do this and put this up on, we're going to put this up on the YouTube and on the Instagram and all of that as well. All that intro and carrying on. Okay, we're going to do all that. I had to take a break, because the telephone rang. I know I'm at the Donut Factory. That's why these are the Donut Factory commentaries. And usually I would be able to talk through everything that I'm doing, but someone called for a lost and found, and I had to take their information down, and I didn't want to sit down here and put all their business out on the on the internet. So I had to end the last one and then come on back in. So um, that there is what's going on here. Now, as I was saying before, I'm speaking on this whole Kevin Hart thing, and we, as an LGBTQIA community, I'm saying that we're doing a little bit too much, honey. We're doing entirely too much, okay? And I say that because we are feeding into what our pundits have been saying exists. And I have been trying to defend against it and saying, no, we don't have no fucking gay mafia. And no, it's not none of that kind of bullshit that you guys want to claim that it is. I have been sitting and trying to defend that and have been wanting to get people to understand that this is not that we're more than that. However, this whole particular do-wah-diddy that we just went through with Kevin Hart, and the audacity that the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences went to him and said that he should apologize to the LGBT community for comments that he made back in 2009, suggest a whole bunch of shit. Okay? Now, when I went through, I wanted to go and read what it was he said, right? And so I found something, I put what I thought was all of them up on my wall. Then I was told, no, there's more. They're a little bit harsher and this, that, and the other, and a little worse than what this was. They're cherry picking shit and blah, 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 trying to make this blah, blah, blah. And so where I am with this is I went and found others, other texts that he had done. And as I'm reading them, okay, yeah, some of it is a bit hateful, okay? And what I mean by that is, it's hateful in the idea that it's coming from a straight man who is a comedian who is just doing his thing, okay? Now, we've all been there. Those of us who are of a certain age, honey, we all know what that language is. Did we like it? No. Does it make it right? No. Okay? At the same time of us saying all that, we know what the fuck it is to sit down there for somebody to have an opinion, especially now. This is 2018. This is 9 years later. He has grown. He has since apologized for what he said or whatever. At one point, he didn't. He didn't apologize for what he said. What he apologized, he said, I'm not going to apologize for having a position. He did say that he apologized if what he said was hurtful, or if it was misconstrued or had ill intent. You know what I'm saying? That's what he apologized for. And I said, okay. He said he wasn't going to apologize for him being a person who has his own opinion and his own stance or whatever. And that I can't fuck with. Here it is. We so goddamn sensitive these days, it is fucking ridiculous. We have set up here, and now our Caucasian counterparts, okay, our Caucasian counterparts are out there on the battlefront in the name of LGBT. Okay? And we have gotten to the point now to where everything now is underlying hate speech. It is a hate crime. It is a hate this. It is a hate that. And is it necessary? Yeah. Okay. And here it is, because now we have to learn how to gauge the barometer. Because when we sit down there now and want to needle people, needle, now we are at a point now to where nobody can have a fucking opinion anymore. Everybody now has become these whole little sensitive little asses to where no one can sit down and say, okay, this is my opinion. Now, here's the thing about an opinion. It's one thing to have one. It's another thing to voice it in a way that has malice and any kind of ill intent and ill will and harm and stuff in it. Because we know what it means when it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You know, we all say that. And so that there becomes a fine line. But at the same time, we have to allow folks to sit down there and to be able to have a fucking opinion. We know what the hell this is. We know what the fuck this is. Okay? Now, wait a minute. Let me go back here, because, Eric, you just said something, and I think you trying to piss me off. So let me see what the fuck you just said. You said, come on, they have kept you Negro scared control. We have cared more about us as American DOS, self-love of love. Tell these white kicks that, okay, this not even making sense, child. Okay, I'm reading it just how you wrote it. Come on, they have keep you Negro scared control. What the fuck does that mean? We have care more about us as American DOS, self-love of self. Tell these white kicks saying, that's not making sense, child. Rewrite that so I can understand what the hell you saying, because I read it word for word just like you wrote that. That's not making no kind of sense. Okay? However, yeah, who done came up? Hey, Ed, you done came up in here. Hey, baby, what's going on? Destiny, you done came up in here. Lupaka, you back? Okay. We are in such a phase right now to where our opponents, those who look at us as being a whole bunch of Nelly Queens, a whole bunch of whatevers, honey, they have sat down there, and because of this stunt here with the Academy coming to him and saying you need to apologize to the LGBT community, that's power. What is that saying about this power that the LGBT community has, to where this child got hired for a gig, but the gig say in order for you to keep the gig, you need to make this apology about some shit that you said years and years and years ago. Okay? The question becomes, who else is next? And how far back are you going? Are y'all going to go exhume Bernie Mac? Are you going to exhume Red Fox? Are you going to exhume George Carlin? Are you going to get those comedians? Are you going after Eddie Murphy? Okay. What is it about this that has us in such a way that we don't know how to sit down here and roll with the punches? And I'm not saying that we're not supposed to voice our opinion and say we don't like it, because sometimes some shit will be like, you know, that's some hateful shit. Okay? And if this was on the street, some of the shit that was said is an ass whooping. Because see, the way how we do it, the way how it's done, you know, if folks talk too much shit, that's an ass whooping. Okay? However, going on, what kind of power does that say for the LGBT community, to where now you have this man, and I don't want to make this a racial thing, but I'm gonna go here just for half a second, because you have a black man who you said can host this, But now the black man gets halted because of the LGBT community. Now, y'all know we as an LGBT community, we have been, this fight between blacks and LGBT has been ongoing ever since our white counterparts have been telling black people that the human rights movement and the civil rights movement is the same thing. And though I can say that it is, that coming from a white face or a white mouth, black folks cannot understand it because they say, I can't change my skin color. You can stop all that faggoty shit. See? So it becomes that particular kind of fight. Then when you got the LGBT community who have galvanized that we know as a collective whole, we know how to galvanize, we know how to lobby, we know how to go up there and make some shit happen. Black folks have been mad at Obama because they figure Obama didn't do nothing for blacks, but he did something for the gays, where the gays rallied. The gays went up there and said, hey, this is what we need, this is what we, and blah, 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 blah. So we've had this disparage between the LGBT community and the black community for a little piece of a minute now, okay? We have had this. Now, you want to sit down here and say that the LGBT community has that kind of power to where an entire Academy Award that's been around for, what was this, the 80th, 81st? However many years the Academy Awards have been around. You tell this man he cannot get the gig unless he apologized to this community, and he's a comedian. What other comedian do you know have been told by the fucking Academy, the Academy of Motion Picture and Arts and Sciences that they have to apologize to the LGBT community for some shit that was said 9 years ago? What kind of power is that? See, this is why I'm looking at this and I'm like, you know what? All of the conscious children, you know, the power to the people children, they have been saying that. Walter Hampton has said that, and I was about to chastise him when I saw his video. Yes, there is a gay mafia, and this, that, and other. And I did not want to sit down there and acquiesce to that. I did not want to acquiesce to that because I felt that, for the most part, because we know how to galvanize and we know how to go out there and we know how to use our political power, that oftentimes folks get it misconstrued and they don't like the fact that we know how to be empowered. But here's the thing. It is empowering only because our Caucasian brothers and sisters are the forefront. They're the ones with the face. They're the face of it. Our people of color who are part of the LGBT community, we lumped up in there. Y'all think we benefit from it, but on the collective whole, we don't. We don't benefit from the same things that the gay community benefit from or the LGBT community benefit from because the money don't trickle down. The coin may go there, but it doesn't trickle down to the people of color. So now we sitting up here fighting a fight and sitting up here trying to say that this is not what we're all about. And then we don't sit up here and let the whole community sit up here and want to tell folks what is hate speech, what is not. And then we needle and nitpick and carrying on to where now we got an entire fucking world, not necessarily afraid, but everybody that got so happy because if you say something or whatever, now you got to cherry pick your damn words or whatever. The more we fight and send our troops over to fight for somebody else's democracy, to fight for somebody else's rights, to fight for somebody else's this, that, and the other, slowly we losing ours. How in the fuck are we fighting for freedom of speech when folks cannot feel comfortable with having an opinion anymore? Because, I may say this and it may offend you, so you may want to sue me. Okay? So, what is that? Huh? What the fuck is that? See, this is why, we as the LGBT community, we need to call ourselves out on that bullshit. Because, see, why is it? Now, like I said before, I understand where it comes from. I understand the start of it. Because in the beginning of all this, we want to make sure that we're being heard, that we're taken seriously. And we want to make sure that anything that was bringing about harm and danger to folks will have attention. We want to make sure that those things, get attention. But hell, we come from an era of traditional church. We come from an era of hetero attractional males in particular. Men say shit. Men say shit. They say fag. They say queer. They say ACDC. They say all of those stupid ass shit. Okay? And it's not like we don't know what that is. But now we want to sit down here and we want to get on them and we want to say that, oh, it's hate speech. And that's a fine line. Okay? That is a fine line. That is a very, very fine line. And because it's such a fine line, you know, for me to come out like this, folks are going to sit down there and criticize me, I'm sure, and be like, well, how are you going to sit down there and go against your own kind? We're sitting up here, you know, those straight folks don't do this, the straight folks don't do that. But here's what we've done. We have allowed the world. How much power is that? Because I'm finna go to equate something, and you may disagree with this. However, I want you to hear me. The way how we are equating the world with this is hate speech and carrying on, and the way how the LGBT community is now up in arms to where we got the church, the church is already protected by the Constitution, but this whole referendum that they still trying to pass on the church's rights to do this and to do that, so that they can't be sued for not wanting to perform gay marriages, okay, and all of that, and what is it, the religious right bill or whatever, to where now they done took that and doctors and carrying on can do this because of my religious beliefs. And because I don't believe in LGBT or because I don't believe in transgenderism, I, as a doctor, I can refuse to have you as a patient because that's offensive to my religious beliefs. See, we done got that there, take that all the way across that particular margin. And so we've gotten to a point now to where in us trying to fight for our power, to fight for equality, we done shut out everything to where now folks are ready to just say, fuck it, put them on the island, put them here, put them there. What the hell is it? Or what kind of power base is that to where we are now going to be able to equate hate speech with the same fervor that we say nigger? Because nigger is the only word in the entire English lexicon that has so much power to it's been reduced to a letter, the N word. Okay? To where to say it offends everybody nowadays. And nobody can this, that, and the other. Not that everybody's supposed to be saying it or whatever, but we have allowed a word to have so much power and so much control to where nobody could do anything about it. Okay? And now we're slowly getting to where to say LGBT, or because this is going to offend the LGBT community, now it's starting to get that kind of power. What other comedian do you know? Do you know? And this is what they do for a living. Comedians hurl insults or whatever. They say shit all the time. This is what they do for a living. What else do you know? Who else do you know have been told by the Academy of Motion Pictures? Hold on.
1027. Up a little walk down from 19 to 2. All clear this time. You have one breakfast pre-order from room 408. That's 408.
Copy. What other comedian do you know that has been told to apologize to the LGBT community for shit that they said back in the day? Was Gervais? What's his first name? Jerry Gervais. Him. I can't call it whatever his first name is. When he did the Oscars, and he offended a whole bunch of folks, they invited him back the next year. He was, you know, they were scared what they was going to do with it. They didn't know what, but they invited him back. He didn't have to come up there and apologize. Huh? What other comedian do you know that had to apologize because of something they said, particularly years ago, that he already apologized for? Now see, if y'all were able to go find them fucking tweets that he said, I know you was able to find the apology because that was public too. I found it. So why isn't that up in, you know, Why is it that being said? See, when we talk about this power, see, everything now, when is it that we have allowed our community to become so motherfucking political to where now the world don't even want to fuck with us because now everybody's on fucking eggshells. And those who are not, hell, they say, fuck it, we'll take our chances. And those are usually the ones who are really the hate mongers. Okay? So we've opened up the door to where the children who really are the hate mongers are able to get away with shit because they're not offended by it. They don't give a damn that they pissed you off because they said some shit. They don't give a damn. So now why is it that we have allowed this to become such a political play to where our own community don't even know how to handle it? And then here's to add insult to injury. We don't know how to handle it, and yet we still have a divide between blacks and white within the LGBT community. Top and bottom is still battling. Masculine and feminine is still battling. We still battle. We got internal shit that we battle, bitch. And y'all want to sit down here and have so much power to where you want to tell a motherfucker he got to apologize to you before he get the gig over some old shit? Huh? What is that? What is this really about? Is the question. What is this really about? Okay, let me go to the comments. Let me go down here to the comments. Okay. Hey, okay, Eric, you said, hey, Meach. Okay, yes. Eric, you said, I'm sorry, give me a minute. You said, okay, Eric, you said, well, it's about white first LGBT community. And you said, what subject? Is this Kevin? Yes, it is. Okay, I've already explained that. Eric, you said, well, I like to have them give me reparations. Child, you know what, that whole reparations argument, I done told y'all, honey, give up on that bullshit. Ain't nobody gonna get no goddamn reparations. Okay, we not gonna get it. You got to create your own reparations, honey. They're not gonna give you no fucking reparations because hell, they doing the math of that, they just not gonna do it. They're not going to do it because it would have been done a long time ago. They're not gonna do it. So what we have to do now is learn the system, learn the money. All of us need financial education. I know I'm one of them. Learn it so that we know what the hell to do. And then our reparations will come when we start to learn how to build our own economic power. We got to rebuild Black Wall Street. And here's one better. For the Black LGBT community, honey, we need the Black LGBT Wall Street. How about that? Okay. Edgar done came up in here. Norbert done came up in here. Steve is up in here. Okay. Eric, you say, what question? What do you think of Pride in New York City and Harlem Pride? Also, GLAAD organizations. What's view? Okay, what's my view? My view on that is this, child. They're there for a purpose, and their purpose is being known. That's why they are who they are, honey. They are large organizations. They are large communities. Excuse me. Well, not large communities. They are large LGBT presence, okay? And they get the funding and stuff because they are always, a lot of our Caucasian brothers and sisters are there. See, here's the thing, and I'm going to say this out loud. Oftentimes, they get a lot of the money because they know how to pimp us. We'll sit down there and get into our emotions about some shit. And yeah, we know how to go and fight and this, that, and the other. We'll jump on the calls and on the bandwagon, and that's cute. But what we don't do is that we don't put them in check about how to get the money to trickle down. You're not going to use me from my numbers so that you can say this is what we're doing in the community, and then the money come and just sit in the bank, and then you don't come help out my community. I got to always come to you. No, bitch. In the budget, you said that you got travel expenses in that budget. You got shit to where you could give folks the bus passes and this, that, and the other. That means you got to come out there. It's outreach, not in-house or in service. You got to go out into the community. And we don't put them in check on that. So the money don't trickle down. So when we have all of that, that's how come they can sit down there and get programs for specialty groups. When the HIV epidemic hit, and now that it's changed, it used to be where It was all about HIV. Now there's a special section of uh, MSMs, men who have sex with men who are reinfected. That's a whole nother category. And they found out that a lot of LGBT black gay men were reinfecting one another. And what do I mean by reinfecting? Just that. If you're HIV positive, having sex with someone else who is HIV positive, and it's unprotected, and you're not taking your medicine and carry it on the way that you should, you could reinfect someone, which means that you end up creating a new strand of the virus that does not work with the medicines. Okay, the medicines become what am I trying? They're inactive to the medicines. That's not the right word. But the medicines won't work on this new strand because oh shit, I almost had it. Okay, so you end up reinfecting each other. And so they had money that came down the pipeline for that. They had money to come down the pipeline for transgender. And most of the time, the transgender money was going because a lot of the girls who work in the corners, there's not many white girls who work the corners when they're transgender. It's a cultural difference. And I'm not trying to put them on front and say they need to or whatever. It's just cultural differences of how they get their coin. A lot of the white girls, honey, they call girls. They do it from home. You know, and this, that, and the other. A lot of the black girls, you know, we tease them because they got ads in back page and on, you know, they had it on Craigslist and all that other shit. But we know a lot of the girls work the streets and work the stroll. Okay, and that money was going specifically for the streetwalkers and the sex workers, which means it became a black thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a specific target for those who were sex workers and on the corners. So the money don't trickle down the way that it's supposed to. So those agencies, they pimp us for the numbers, but then the money don't go where it's supposed to go. And it's funny that it don't go there because hell, all the information says that our communities are the ones growing in the numbers. It's immune. Thank you. I couldn't get that damn word to save my soul, child. Okay, LaDarren is up in here. CJ Sebastian. Hey, baby. Tracy, you done came up in here. How you doing, baby? Lewis, you up in here. What's up, baby? I ain't seen you in a minute. How you doing? Steve, you say what? This boils down to coin, honey. Advertisers flee controversial subjects. People can say what they want, and people do every single day. Just make sure you're prepared for the aftermath. I can't fuck with that with Steve because you're right. You're right. And this is what I'm going to as far as the power of the LGBT community. Look at how we have galvanized and look at that power structure to where we have enough political power and enough financial backing to where we have sponsors and companies and advertisers who are like, no, I can't fuck with that. Do you realize here in Georgia that the film community, Georgia and Atlanta specifically has become movie capital now. Everything is being filmed down here almost. But ever since that damn the bathroom law that they were trying to do with the transgender thing the Christian the religious rights thing I was just talking about earlier, when those things went down, the film community was like, fuck that, because y'all fucking with the LGBT community and we're not coming there. We're not going to support Georgia if y'all don't do right. Now, that's a twofold thing because we all know that the entertainment industry, a lot of it is fueled with LGBT, closeted or otherwise. So, okay. But then on the second part of that is, it's fueled with it, and we know that, but it's a double-edged sword because to be out and carrying on, the out actors don't get the work. The out actors and stuff get marginalized or whatever. They don't get the work and carry on the way that we should. You understand? So it's still a quiet thing that's hush-hush. Everything, y'all saw the movie Eyes Wide Shut and those secret little parties and shit and carrying on, and the folks don't want to know that they fuck around and all of this, that, and the third. That shit is real. Okay? So even though that we have a lot of gay folks in the entertainment industry or whatever, that shit is still not being taken care of seriously because the powers that be don't put the money there. They don't put the money behind all of that. So now what? But we have galvanized enough power in our community till we can move and shake and get the folks to say, fuck it, y'all do the gays wrong. We ain't gonna do that. And why? Because that's our economic money. They know we sit up there, we're the culture. We bring color to life. The LGBT community is the color of life and the culture of it. Not the black thing or this, that, and the other. Just because of how we do. We're very vibrant. We're very effervescent. Okay? And we bring all that to life. Okay. Lewis, you said true. Okay. None that you could think of. Okay. Steve, you said what? Jimmy Kimmel. Okay. Richard done came up in here. Dave Chappelle. Ha! What about, okay. How about them going, okay, they're going to come after Miss Dave? Okay, well, no, I'm going to say Miss, let me not disrespect him like that. I'm saying Miss Dave like that because I'm in my gay shit. You know, I don't mean it to be disrespectful. I'm just talking. Okay. Like that. You see how I just did that? Now, see, because that's how I talk or whatever, and, you know, everything become a Miss thing, this and this, and this, that, and the other. You know, because of that, if somebody were to sit down there and say that's hate speech or whatever, they would come after me. Okay, and it's all in jest. This is all in jest. You see what I'm saying? Okay, Lewis, you say what? They hold black people to a higher standard than other races. Aha, okay. Steve, you say who? Tracy Morgan. Okay, right. How about that? Lewis, you said we have always been made to be exemplified to the world for generations. I can't fuck with that one either. You're right. Douglas, you done came up in here. Hey, handsome, how are you? Tracy, you said LGBTQ Wall Street. I like that. I do too. How about that? Because we have our own commerce and carrying on, you know, which is why when we were sitting up here talking about the cake thing and this, that, all that other bullshit, I was like, listen, we got too many gay bakers and carrying on within our community that will do the damn cakes. Why did y'all have to sit down there to prove a fucking point? What is this about a fucking point? Go to the gay baker. Why? We got a number of LGBT affirming churches. Why would you want to sit down here and sue the traditional church when you knew damn well what their position is? We grew up in the traditional church. The traditional church don't fuck with gays like that because they say it's biblical. So we know that already. From the traditional standpoint, we knew that. So why now would you want to sit down there and say, oh, well, because the law says this, that, and the other, I want you to marry me. And if you don't, I will sue you. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. And we as an LGBT community need to stop that. We got enough of our own. There's the MCC Church, the Metropolitan Community Church, honey, is LGBT affirming. And hell, that's a Caucasian-led organization. And I say it like that even though we got black folks and people of color in it. Most of that is a Caucasian-led organization. You know, the white church, black church kind of thing. There's Unity Fellowship Church Movement, and that's a black organization for the most part. So they are LGBT affirming. You got Bishop Yvette Flounder and her radically inclusive movement. They're LGBT affirming. Hell, she's lesbian. Okay? And she's defined. There's a number of shits out here that we can sustain ourselves with. And yet, we sitting up here wanting to sue other folks because, oh, they hurt my feelings and this is hate speech. Bitch. It's a whole different thing where we can sit down there and say, I don't like the shit that you said. That was some fucked up shit you said. That's fucked up. We could say that all day. But folks are still entitled to have their goddamn opinions. If a straight man, now listen. Straight people, that's all that they know, honey. They don't sit down, they don't give a damn about trying to make sure that they don't hurt your motherfucking feelings, especially a man. That's too sissified for him to sit down there and color his words or whatever. Y'all know that. The idea of masculinity in this fucking country is ridiculous. I said that to y'all the other day. What being a man is in this country. So if we know that, and we know where straight children are coming from to begin with, some of these little off-color jokes or whatever, hey, we do that on the job all the time. If somebody says something you don't like, that ain't cool. Oh, I felt offended by that. Okay, you can sit down there and say that. They can say what they're going to say, and if it, we could squash it, but okay, that offended me, and if you don't change it, then I can't fuck with you no more. Or, they say, oh, hey, I didn't mean that, and this, that, and I didn't mean to offend you. And then but you know where they're coming from because they're not going to change their mind. They're not going to change their mind. So now what is it? Okay? That's the whole kid and caboodle. So we have to sit down here and get on this. Why have we allowed ourselves? Oh, wait. This one. Oh, y'all have seen this one. Okay. They hit the light cutely. Okay, that's cute. You know that one. Yeah, that's the standard.
Yeah, I'm really just playing with you.
Okay.
All right, take care.
You two get home safely, sweetie.
I'm going to take care.
So, oh, wait a minute. I got to get some libation, honey. Wait a minute. My throat is kind of dry. And carrying on. I'm cussing and fussing and things. And doing the Ooh. Okay. So, yeah. So, why is it that we want to sit down here and act as if folks cannot have their own opinions? Huh? Let me go back to the comments. Tracy, you say, well, agree, but not agree about not using us for numbers. Okay, right. Because they do, child. They sit up there and get us for their numbers to say that they're doing the work. Hell, that's why I try to send everybody who fit whatever the organization is, honey, whether you're HIV positive, whether you are LGBTQIA, whatever the nonprofit organizations are, all of them, okay, they survive based on their numbers. Hold on.
Walk to the nearest boundary of Buffalo Bayou Mezzanine. All security cleared this time.
That's a copy. They survive because their numbers show that they're serving the community. Okay? Their numbers show that. So if they don't, then they don't get the funding anymore. Okay? So I send everybody, honey, if you need help or this, that, and the other, go. That's what they're there for. Okay? But we have to make sure that money trickle down. You see what I'm saying? And oftentimes, like some of the bigger organizations, the money don't trickle down. They'll use us for our numbers. They'll come do a little outreach here and there, give you $75 for your HIV test. You know how they do. Just so that they can say they did something, and then all the bigger money go out there to those communities. All of the bigger organizations are in places to where either it is a highly, let's take the LGBT community, either it's a central location where there's a high concentration of gay folks and it's safe to where Caucasian gay folks can feel comfortable. I said it, yes. Because they're not going to come to the hood, because a lot of white children don't come to the hood unless they're trying to get some black dick or some drugs. Now, let's just be real. And for my Caucasians listening, if you feel I'm offending you, I'm sorry, sweeties. But we got to be very truthful here. And I'm not talking about you who are, y'all are down with the culture and carrying on, and you grew up, you from the inner city and carrying on. I'm not talking about y'all because y'all been there from the jump. But you had to face your own little setbacks and carrying on. I'm not talking about y'all. But I'm talking about those who y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Buffy and Miffy and all of those children, honey, to where you come and you go back home to your middle, upper, wonderful class establishments and carrying on onto your burbs, and you only fuck with the city when you feel as though you need to. Okay? Those are the folks I'm trying to address, because y'all the ones who end up pimping everybody else. Y'all are the ones who sit down there and become the face of an organization. And then when you're the face of that organization, you'll come and say you're helping the inner city children, but the inner city don't get no money because we're still in the same rut. How many organizations have really gone out and actually changed the community? I'm going to go back to the comments on that one. Lewis, you say what? Checking them is like checking the IRS. Okay. Okay. Tracy, you said ineffective. Okay. Ineffective. Okay. It's immune. That's what I was trying to get to. Yeah, it doesn't become immune to it. To the dosage. Okay, Lewis, you said you're excellent. Okay. Steven said true. Okay. Lewis, you said well, Disney was backing out, so was Marvel and other movie studios was going to leave. Yeah, they were going to leave Atlanta. Yes, the hell they were. But whatever happened, they don't they don't convince them to try to stick around and stay, or whatever. So Eric, you said, well, are you speaking about the white community? When it comes to ads and funding, yes, I'm talking about. Um, I was talking about all communities, but what I'm saying is, our Caucasian brothers and sisters are the ones who end up with the coin to do it. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones who end up with the coin to do it. They're the ones who end up becoming the face of everything to get the largest sums of money and carrying on. Um, and then they're the ones who are supposed to be trickling down the money because they said this is for the LGBT community. However, the black and people of color portions of the community don't see the kinds of money that the other community gets. It don't trickle down like that. It just doesn't. B. Jamal came up in here. How you doing, baby? Stephen, you say, led as black people or even Americans need to understand money moves everything. Okay, I can't fuck with that one. Okay, you said we as black need to understand that money moves everything. You said, okay, you had to reiterate that. I hear you, baby. I hear you. Speak it, baby, says Eric. Okay, ha. Okay. Black Americans' buying power has hit $1 trillion. Thank you, Steve. We're in the trillions now. Okay, yeah, that's our buying power. Okay, and our buying power. We don't sit down there and that's what we do because we're consumers, but we don't own anything. Now imagine that with the LGBT community, and imagine that. Now let's look at it from this particular standpoint too, because I'm going to get into this. Because see, persons of color, see, we love being fat. Now we are spin, but we also boost. So, okay. We will also go boost some shit, child. So oftentimes, and I'm gonna take that section out of this because that's a small section. You know, I said that the other day that we do everybody across the world, honey, just human life. There's always a section of the humanity, honey, that would just be in the underworld, okay, and want to get over just because they feel as though they could do it to get over. You see what I'm saying? So with all of that, we'll boost some shit. So that drives up insurance rates and this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. But folks are respecting that because hell, in business, there's a loss anyway, so that you could get the tax credit. You know what I'm saying? So it all becomes a numbers game. But I said all that to say that even with black LGBT, our buying power, honey, we have wonderful buying power. Okay, and carrying on, honey, because we want to look fabulous. You know, that there is a cultural thing too. White children like to acquire and want status. Okay, but their status for the most part is low key status. Well, wait a minute. How can I put it? I want to say low key. No, it's expectation status. That's what it is. Because see, they're supposed to have it. You know, they walk around with airs and carrying on. They know the difference between the bidet and the regular toilet and all that kind of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know, they know hell, okay, they know the difference between all the place settings. Honey, they got 15 pieces of silverware on the table, and we only know about the first 7 pieces. But hell, they know about this is the shrimp cocktail fork, and this fork here, this is your demi-tasse spoon. Okay. And all that kind of shit because it's expected. Culturally speaking, blacks and blacks and people of color, we want to be seen. We want status, but yet we want to be seen, and we want you to know it that we're festive in this, that, and that, because we showboat. Okay? And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It can be, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. But, that's just as a culture, honey. That's just culturally speaking. Those are just differences. So here we are with the power and things, and we don't do right by it. And now we have allowed our power base to sit up here and get to a place where we can tell this man, that you have to apologize to the LGBT community before you end up doing the whole Oscar thing. And so he said, fuck it. I'll tell you what. Y'all get somebody else. I'll bow down. I'll bow out. Because this night is not about me. It's about those who are about to win this damn award. This is about the movies that y'all nominated. This is about the business. But y'all to sit down here and make this about me over some bullshit. You know, and this, that, and the other. Child, bye. You know, why? And why have we allowed that to happen like that? Where did this go off track? Or when did it pick up its momentum? Maybe it's still on track, but yet the momentum has got to a point to where it's out of control. Louis, you say what? Well, if they could eat endless shrimp and crab legs, then I could suck endless dicks. Eric say, people share this video. Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Steve, you say, what? Some vodka in that bottle. Oh, I wish, child, but I'm here at the donut factory, honey. So no, I can't do all that. No, this is just lemonade and tea, honey, and Arnold Palmer. Okay. Peg, you up in here. Hey, baby. Okay, Eric, you said, wet that mouth. I got to, baby. Okay. I have to. Okay. Nathalia came. Did I pronounce your name right? Nathalia. Yeah, that's it. Hey, thanks for coming up in here. Okay, you went, oh my God, Lewis. Okay. Okay, Tracy, you say, what truth? They give us a trinket and then run the bag. Exactly. Lewis, you say, what? Blonde hair, blue eyes, red hair, and freckles. Okay, Steve. See, that is vodka in that bottle. Truth serum, baby. Truth serum. No, you know what? I don't need the vodka. You know what? They say drunk minds speak sober thoughts, child. So if I'm already telling the truth, imagine when I'm in my bottle, child. Okay. Tracy, you say what? Only to get laid and to cop what they need. It's the truth, Meach. Hey, don't I know it? Don't I know it? That's what they do when they come down into our hoods. And it's sad because, you know, we're very welcoming people and carrying on, but this is what happens. And like I say, again, I'm going to apologize to my Caucasian listeners out there because it just sounds that way. However, we got to call and tell the truth about it because the money just don't come right. The money only comes to the ghetto communities when we are, you know, this is that time of the year, honey. You know, this is Christmas, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. So we're into that, buying my way into heaven. So we got to go help out the poor people. So that means black for the most part. And our Caucasian communities, you know, we don't hear about our poor Caucasian folks unless they're at the homeless shelter. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when y'all look at the news, and here's where it tells you. When you look at the news and they say they went to go feed the homeless, how many times do they pan that camera and show you the white faces that are in there? Huh? How many times? They showed you the faces, you know, of folks who look like they don't need to be out there, you know, because they look able-bodied. They show you all the kids running around. Show you all the women that's up in there with their children. You know, every now and again you will see a white face that's being served. But you always see the white faces that's doing the serving, don't you? They're paying that line, honey, show you all the volunteers coming out doing a wonderful thing. And that's not, this is why I'm saying, it's not to say that white folks ain't poor and they don't go through their own struggle, because poor is poor. Okay? Disenfranchisement is being disenfranchised. At the same time, again, you pimping me from my numbers to say this is what you're doing, but the big money don't never come down to where you pimping. That big money is always staying up there. It stays up there. It don't come down into the hood. Never. Okay? Ever. So if y'all don't like it, change it. Change it. See? Change it. Lewis, you say, well, blacks and Hispanics don't get enough. Okay. B. Jamal, you say, speak the truth. Okay, thank you, baby. I said, Lewis, you say, if we don't own it, some of us bootleg and don't own our buyer rights. The consumer will either steal it or cheat. They cheat their way to get it. Hey, gospel right there, Lewis. Gospel. You understand? Gospel. Okay. Tracy, you say, well, shrimp fork and salad fork, they consider knowing or part of etiquette. Exactly. Etiquette. I said quit. Eric, you say, what, baby? They took all the wealth. They have. Okay. Lewis, you say Tracy was true. Okay. Dr. Darcy done came up in here. Hey, baby, how you doing? Eric, you say, well, check out these family members in the community. Yvette Carnell of Break Brown and Antonia Moore of Tone Talks. You know what? Yvette Carnell, I've caught her a couple of times and carrying on. And, you know, I could stand by the sister and things. A lot of them conscious folks, child, see, they get on this little riff and see, they'll get there. And see, what ends up happening is it becomes more than just we need to empower ourselves. Because what I end up hearing becomes it becomes hate speech colorized. And basically, you know, it becomes a whole anti-white movement. And I don't think that's, for me, I don't think that's the right cause. I think that the right, for me, how I like to govern me, I'm going to say how they should do it, because maybe that works best for them. But for me, how I feel is that don't be anti-white, just be pro-you. You know what I'm saying? If we're pro-black, hold on.
1027, take the main lobby, Livingston Terrace, front drive, all clear at this time.
That's a copy. If we're pro-us, then we don't have time to worry about all of that, trying to be so anti-them. Because in the whole scheme of things, as far as commerce and stuff is concerned, that's how our businesses grow. Once we learn how to support our own, then we able to have buying leverage, and then we can build with one another. That's how our businesses grow. That's how we develop economic empowerment, because then we get a seat at the table. Y'all watched a lot of the movies and stuff with playing poker, okay? You don't get to sit down at the table unless you got the minimum ante. Okay, this table, honey, the stakes are high, honey. This table, you got to come in with $500,000 to put on the table. That's for starters. So if you high rolling like that, once we get our economic power together to where we could come to the table with our own suitcase, honey, that's going to be it, because then we're considered to be contenders. And then once you know how to play the game, hey, they invite you back every fucking week. But so that because they know you coming there to take care of business, not the bullshit. See, boom. Okay, and you said, what's in this container? I told y'all, honey, it is lemonade and tea. Okay, which I need a refill. Okay, Steve, you said, when the media talks about poor, they show black folks. Exactly. Okay. Can you speak on your statesman, Bush? Let me tell you, we can, and here's my thing. As far as Bush is concerned, I don't want to get all off into that, because I would have to go and do my research on him. Let him have his legacy and things about what he, what the world know him to be and the kind of president that he was overall. We could get into the semantics of the bullshit that he did and carrying on. We could get into the semantics of how he did not empower blacks and all of that. We could get into all of that. But before we do, number one, I got to be versed in it, because I don't have all of my facts on him. And I would be speaking purely out of emotion. And then when Daddy Bush was president, I was in my early teens, because he came into presidency, what was that, in the 80s, right after Ronald Reagan, right? Because Ronald Reagan was, his last term was 84, so he was from 84 to 88. I was in my teens, and that's in my high school years. I graduated high school in '87, so trying to go back and understand all that, honey, I got to do some research on that. I remember some stuff, but let's let him die in peace. All I will say is this: that entire funeral, child, was a bit much for me. I didn't watch it, but okay, they had the Wednesday service, they laid him up in state. But then that damn Thursday when they wanted to sit down there, that was supposed to be a private one. I was like, child, why we got this on the TV? This is supposed to be the private funeral for the family. Why this on the TV? Y'all fucking up my programming. But okay, enough on that. Eric, you said, yes, you're right. Okay. Tracy, you say they always show many as volunteers and show us as having no dental plan and destitute. Right, honey. See, I got to be cool because shit, I'm losing all of mine, child. Oh, the medicines and stuff I've been taking over the years and things and stuff. Oh, child, I went to the dentist, child, and what they tell, I'm so embarrassed by this ridiculous, child. It's a house, no, not a house payment. It's a house. What I got to have done to my mouth, honey, is a house. Okay, and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. I'm so embarrassed by it, but. Okay, I guess it is. It is what it appears to be, right? Steve, you say what? When they talk about success, wealth, and higher education, they'll show white universities. Okay, I get you on that. Vance came in. Kyrie is up in here. Eric, you say what? Yes, we have be pro use. Okay, Leo, you done came up in here. Kyrie, you say what's the topic, baby? I'm on. This whole thing with Kevin Hart and this, that, and the other, but I done tied it into a couple of other different things. So, okay. You said because you're preaching tonight, hot fire. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Okay. Leo, 1989. Reagan was 80 to 88. Okay. Bush was 88 to 92. Okay. So see there, I even got the dates wrong. See what I mean? I got to do my research so I could talk about it intelligently. Okay. So even still, I was 19 to 22. So see, I was a young man, and in my whole little do-I-diddy and carrying on, I was able to vote and all of that kind of stuff. So in order to get into him. Okay. Thank you, baby. So I have to, I just got to be well versed on that. And see, like I said, when he was president, that was the Gaddafi days and Saddam Hussein the first time. And, all that kind of shit that we were going through at the time. And so I really had to get into that. George came up in here. Tracy, you say, all I'm going to say about Bush is he was no saint. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead. Okay, Johanna came up in here. Baby, you guys, get you some screw-in teeth. You know what? Yes, the implants are carrying on. It's coming, but shit, for what they want for it, child. Like I say, it's a house. I want a house. I've never been a homeowner, honey. So hell, do I want to put? Now see, my vanity say here, and carrying on, but we'll get there, child. We'll get there. Okay. Steve, you say what? They can't do nothing. The dead can't do nothing. Yeah, that's true. Diamante is up in here. Haji is up in here. Vance, you say what? Neither one of the Bushes were no good, especially when he was the CIA, Bush HW, but rest in peace. Okay. Leo, you say I was in kindergarten when he won. I remember it vividly. Okay. Diamante, hey, love from Detroit. Hey, home, baby. How's my hometown? I got to come on back up in there soon, child. Okay. I am, because I keep telling y'all I'm so proud. My nephew is a father now, and I just got to come home to see the baby. They just had the baby, September 28th. Zanai Amina. And I just need to see his face as a daddy, So that there is that. Dayamata, you said, what's the tea going out tonight? Honey, I'm on this thing with Kevin Hart. And I done tied it into the whole idea of the LGBT power base, because see, I'm going to reiterate that we as an LGBT community, we have now constructed a plan of action, and we have constructed this new little way of the world to where now everything is about hate. Everything becomes hate speech, hate crime, this, that, and the other. And we have not allowed anybody to have the right to have an opinion anymore. We have not allowed, or will not allow anybody to have the right to stand in their truth. Now, isn't that interesting? We sit up there and we fight for everybody. We want everybody to let us stand in our truth and this, that, and the other. We'll get our allies to say how proud they are, or how bold we are, or how brave we are to stand in your truth. Oh, that is just so brave of you to stand in your truth. It ain't brave, bitch. You just want to sit down there. What is amazing is that you are somebody who accepts it. Okay? And if you just let me be me, I'm just doing me. Okay? It's not hurting you that I'm doing me. I'm not accosting you. I'm not taking money out your mouth or out your pockets. I ain't taking no food off of your table. I did not ask you for your pumps or your purse or nothing like that, bitch. I'm sitting up here just I'm living my life the way that I know how. Okay? And so, in that, we have allowed or want folks to sit down there and to accept our truth and accept us standing in our truth, to where people's opinions, we will not allow them to stand in theirs. Now, that doesn't mean that because they have it, we have to agree with it. And I'm not saying that, some folks could say some hateful shit, and then in the tone and the manner that they say it, to where it warrants an ass whooping for the most part. But, folks will say and do some hateful, dastardly shit, some shady shit, some in-your-face shit. And I'm not saying that we're not supposed to call them out on it. But at the same time, what I am saying is we done started nitpicking, and everything done started getting to a point where we got to act as if everything is hate. Hold on. This is security. No, we don't have any keys. Okay. So we have just allowed that to come into play right now. And because we have allowed that to come into play, now, I have to acquiesce, I'm still not trying to acquiesce to it completely. What I will say is I can now see what our pundits are saying, those who are not necessarily our adversaries, those who want to sit down there and say, oh, that gay agenda, they're trying to push this down on us, they're trying to diss us, they're trying to that us. I can now see why they say that. Because for our power base to be so fucking strong, to where the Academy has set up there to ask him to apologize, a comedian, mind you, to ask him to apologize to the LGBT community for some shit he's already apologized for, and that's 9 years old. That is saying that, honey, we have just infiltrated the world. No other comedian has ever been asked by the Academy or anything like that to apologize to gay folks. Now, have we gone after comedians? Yes, we have. We have said that, somebody has said some off-color shit and, oh, the LGBT community was upset and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but it didn't resonate. You know what I'm saying? Because, hell, we know how to stop putting our money there. You don't like it, we don't put our money there. You know what I'm saying? So, be that as it may, but we have not had anybody from the Academy Award, they were 80-some-odd years old, to say to a comedian that you have to apologize before you get the gig. Vance, you say, what? I seen his Instagram post. The Academy gave him two choices, to either apologize for it or pass on the apology, or post an apology, which is crazy. Okay, which it is. It is, because he had already done an apology. And so, with that being said, he decided to not take the gig. Okay, he decided to not take the gig because, and I agree, this is not about me, and y'all making a controversy out of nothing. And see, here we go. See, I'm a side-eye that, because see, now it becomes sissy shit. See, this becomes sissy shit. It becomes drama. It becomes all that stereotypical shit that we say we are not. And see, I'm gonna tell you what's pissing me off on it too, because we got a lot of damn sissies, and gay children and faggots and fucking punks and all this old bullshit, who are sitting up there saying, "Oh, well, he shouldn't have said that in the first place, bitch." What the fuck do you mean he shouldn't have said it in the first place? As a straight man, straight men say some off-colored shit. They've been saying it all the time. And then on top of it, he's a comedian. He's a comedian. When I read that shit, I was like, okay, you throwing darts and carrying on at everybody. And it was as comedians do. They razz on each other. That's how I took it. Now, y'all don't have to agree with me and carry on, but that's just how it appeared to me. Okay, that as he trying to throw out some shit. And okay, some of it was a little off color or whatever, but I was like, oh, and we could have said this, oh, okay, now you know what? Okay, now you ain't right for that one, you know. And you know how we do when shit is a little too early. When somebody made, you know, when the World Trade Center happened and the comedians was saying the jokes a little too early and folks wasn't ready for it and carrying on, that was being insensitive and shit, you know. We have a number of that. Okay, we have a number of that, and we know how to put people in check. But now we have a whole thing to where we done went and said, no, y'all got to apologize to the community before you take the gig. Bitch, that ain't even cool. That ain't cute at all. And that's us. That is us as an LGBT community to sit up there and to inflict that kind of power like that over some bullshit. That's wrong. Because now, if they call Eddie Murphy to get up there and do that, are they gonna make him apologize for his gay jokes? Are they gonna make him apologize for his gay characters? Are they gonna make him apologize for being Vespucians in Norbit and things, for being a big black fat woman to carry, and being loud and ghetto? Are they gonna make him apologize for that? Huh? Wait. Mm-hmm. Right. Jim Monte, you said, well, yes, he spoke on that saying that they should have looked up the video where he apologized years ago. I say the exact same thing, because that's what I said earlier, honey. If you can find the bullshit of the tweets, then you should have been able to find the apology as well, because all of that is public. All of that is public. You should have found that too. So no, I'm having a hard time with this. And all of you that came up in here, how you doing, baby? Diamante, you said, what, gays say worse shit to other gays. Exactly. Exactly, but we all do. See, when we are in our own communities and carrying on, yeah, we would do that all the time. Wait a minute, is that somebody? What is this? Oh, this is a tag a friend thing. Okay, I ain't got to tag them. I thought somebody was trying to come in to speak. I was going to say, what? But nonetheless, children, this is what we have to contend with. And we, as an LGBT community, honey, we need to police ourselves. And we need to look at this from a bigger standpoint. Hold on. Copy that. We have to, hey now. We have to really, really, really look at ourselves for this. You understand? And ask ourselves, what is it that we're trying to do? Because are we trying to prove a fucking point or what? You know, are we trying to prove a point, or are we standing on our own merits? You know, because I say that a lot of times we're nitpicking. A lot of times we are fucking nitpicking. And see, for those of you who are LGBT and want to sit down there and say, because I know one particular person, he feels as though oftentimes we don't stand behind ourselves, and, you know, we need to have our footing, and we need to be able to tell our straight counterparts this, that, and the other. We need to stand up for ourselves, and, you know, we need not talk about one another. We need not to throw each other under the bus and all of that. You know, here's the thing. We cannot sit down here and to celebrate or to participate with or to accept or to condone negative behavior. Here, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing anymore. He has since apologized for that. Over the years, he had actually he had become an ally to gays, from what I'm understanding. You know, he may feel as though, as straight men do, hell, do what you do, but just don't fuck with me with that shit. That may be his stance. A lot of straight folks feel that way. There's a lot of them that be like, you know what, I can't fuck with that because I don't believe in it. All right, fine. You keep your ass over there. I'll stay over here. As long as we're cordial to one another, we ain't trying to, be off kilter. We good. We have got to get back to that. We have got to stop sitting up there trying to tell everybody how to be, and learn how to let folks stand in their truth, just like we want them to let us stand in ours. And we have to accept their truth for what it is, and then be able to deal with the punches from there. Because see, this whole thing of he can't get the gig until he apologized for some old shit. How many of you gay motherfuckers are going to apologize to women for calling them fish? Huh? How many of you gay motherfuckers are going to go and apologize publicly to the straight children that you've been trying to have and you've been trying to push yourself up on, and they told you, no, dude, I ain't like that? How many of you gay motherfuckers are going to sit down there and go and apologize for causing the drama and carrying on that you have caused, for sleeping with your girlfriend's trade? How many of us are going to go through those things to apologize? How many of y'all been hoes in your lifetime, honey? You changed. You done got to change your faith. You're not that person anymore. And yet you run into somebody from your past who go digging all that shit up. And you say, you know what, I ain't that ain't me. Okay, that's not me. And yet they won't let it be. And now you know what, I can't fuck with it. We get that in the clubs all the time. That bitch in my business. Dragging up some old shit, bitch. I don't even do that shit no more. How many of you bitches who are stunt queens, credit cards and checks and shit, how many of y'all are going to apologize to those businesses that you stole from? I'll wait. I'm waiting. Ain't no hearts, ain't no likes, no. Y'all ain't doing none of that stuff here. We done got quiet. Dominic, you say, well, here we go. Here's my question. Where was this outrage 9 years ago? Let's not forget, some of our LGBT Caucasian brothers and sisters are the powers that be in money-filled Hollywood. That was more about letting him know they control a small portion of his coins. Did you know what? How about that? How about that? Okay, Jennifer Holliday say, I'll rest my case, yeah, I'll rest my case. Okay, yeah. 9 years ago, where was it? Where was it? 9 years ago. Where was this kind of outrage? Where was this, he's talking hate? Where was all that? Okay. Okay. Where was it? Now all of a sudden, because he has clout now. See, Kevin got a little piece of clout now. I think he's like the highest male comedian right now. With his endorsements and all the shit that he's done and this, that, and the third. And isn't it funny? Now look at here. How about this? Y'all know Kevin just had this little scandal about cheating on his wife and shit, okay? But in the wake of the U2 movement, they don't tell him to apologize to women or to say something about, being faithful to your wives or nothing like that. They don't get on him about that shit. You see, they don't get on him about that. They get on him about some shit that's old. Okay? Old. Okay? The relationship shit, that just happened within the last 2 years. They went 9 years to do that. Yeah. Pernell, you done came up in here. How you doing, baby? I have not seen you in a minute. We need to talk. You know why. Okay. Diamante, you say that ain't me no more. Ha ha ha. Okay, you stupid. Eric, you say what you reading, baby? Okay, I'm putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. Okay. Diamante, you say I wonder who will replace him. Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany, they may not get. She's not ready for that gig yet. Not that one. The Golden Globes, maybe. And all of that, but I don't think she's ready for that one just yet. Not yet. Give her another couple of years. But because she's hot right now, they may try it, But see, before I heard Kevin was doing it, I had heard that Whoopi Goldberg was the one that had got the gig because it's been 20 years since she did it or whatever the case is. And I heard she had gotten it, but I don't know. Then I heard Kevin was doing it, and I said, oh, okay. And all of that. And so now I don't know, honey, if they're gonna try to get another black one or not. Oh, excuse me, because I was, folks are saying that they may do Jimmy Kimmel and all that kind of stuff again, or whatever. I would, if they, hell, as far as I'm concerned, let them go get Neil Patrick Harris. I thought he did a fabulous job, and okay, he's one of the children. Okay, since you're so busy worried about the LGBT community, honey, go get him. Okay, he's just as gay as they come. He's married with children and things. What'd you say, Ellen? Aha, okay, she's another LGBT child. Since you're worried about the LGBT community, Interesting. Okay. Eric, you say what? Kevin may go may have to go visit the couch still. Okay. Pernell, you said, well, I'm great. We should talk. Call me. Inbox me, honey. Diamante, yes, sir. Okay, are you giving me, you go give me Trina Braxton? Yes, sir. Okay. Pernell, you say what? Now, if white gay people that had a problem with his old tweets, I promise you, Ellen will be the host. Okay. We'll see. Okay. Vance, you say what? Ellen is going to be the host. Okay, everybody. Okay, here we go. Tobias came up in here. Eric, you say what? Right, she's not ready. No, I don't think Tiffany's ready for that particular gig yet. Okay. Pernell, you say if you're seeing the actual award circuit is only going to be one colored actor nominated, Regina King. Do you think so? Okay. 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 Kyrie, you said, well, you should host the Oscars. They're not ready for me, honey. Okay. Get up there dishing tea, darling. And, it would be cute because I would like to do a Broadway opening and carrying on and, sit up there and do my little thing on all the songs and, the costume changes and all that. And get, channel my inner Diana Ross and change like 16 times at each commercial break. Bitch, I just sit up there and, yes, okay. Dominic, you say, well, exactly. But I would say that since the last time has come about, I have looked at some of our non-celebrity allies who have said things about this agenda. There has always been a gay agenda in everything. Hold on. Back of the house. Copy that. I got to stop putting this stuff in the computer. I ain't putting nothing in this damn computer. So y'all gonna see me typing in a minute. Okay. Because it is almost 2 o'clock and we're gonna be switching out at 3. I gotta get caught up. Wait a minute. Let me reread that. I'm gonna start that over, Dominic. You say exactly, but I will say that since this has come about, I have looked at some of our non-celebrity allies who have said things about this agenda. There has always been a gay agenda in everything we watch, eat, breathe, and wear. Okay. You know what? And see, here's the thing. That was something I didn't want to acquiesce to. I will always say that, we have been empowering ourselves and we have been on the forefront of making sure that we are seen, and that we are a vibrant community. But now when we hear about the gay agenda, the gay mafia, you know what I'm saying? I never wanted to sit down there and give them that kind of power because I didn't believe that. Until now, we have an actual 80-some-odd-year-old organization who's going to make a comedian apologize for shit that he said years ago that he's already apologized for. So again, I want to talk about the power structure of the LGBT community that we have galvanized so, and yet it's still up for grabs because black folks in the LGBT community, we're not benefiting from it. And the question becomes, should we benefit from this? Or is this a ploy? Because see, when we talk about this kind of power, we have not galvanized no, we have galvanized. But what then becomes the agenda? What is the agenda? Because see, for years, folks have been sitting up there, well, they're trying to turn everybody gay. They're trying to this. When they got to talking about the chemicals in the food and stuff and the chemicals in the hair products that sits down there and activates the estrogen. Because, that's become a scientific fact now that they got all these chemicals and stuff to where in men, it is producing a lot more estrogen in men. So it is emasculating men or feminizing the men. Okay. And of course, when I first heard that, the first time I heard that on Michael Baisden. And I said, you know what? Yeah, fuck y'all, because y'all just trying to sit up there and blame everything on the gay children and this, that, and the other. Because we had, a lot of folks were coming out. We got a lot of, men, the whole idea of what masculinity is being challenged and all that kind of bullshit. And so I'm like, no, y'all just trying to throw this on somebody. If the child is gay, let him be gay and leave him alone, honey. Y'all just adding shit. Well, then, now we got the hormones in the food. We got men who are top heavy now. And of course, I take advantage of it because I like men with titties. Okay? And men who identify as men, this is not a slam to my trans girls, but I'm not attracted to you, to trans like that. Okay? But, men have developed breasts and carrying on now. Breast cancer in men is starting to increase because we don't know how to do breast exams and carrying on. We never thought about doing it, So we have all of that. And so in the beginning, I never thought about that. But see, when we got shit like this, where folks are sitting up there saying, oh, they're trying to push a gay agenda on us, and then you got heteroattractional folks wanting to fight, and this, that, and the other. Shit like this gives them fuel for the fire. It gives them fuel. Let me go back. Let's see, Giamatti, you said you or Samantha. Both of us, honey, both of us. Kyrie, you said you would give me so much life. Okay, you know what? Thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Okay, Kofi. Oh, Kofi. Hey, Dr. Kofi, how you doing? You sound great as only Demetrius can. Thank you, baby. I love listening to you. I miss you so much. Oh, Dr. Kofi, you know what I miss? I miss our time up at U of M in the transgender studies in your class and me doing my thing with teaching. Yes, honey, I was a guest instructor or a guest lecturer at the University of Michigan, which I keep forgetting to put on my resume. And, when I look over my life and I talk about these kind of stuff, I had to stop and, wow. And I feel, if y'all watched Paris is Burning, when Pepper LaBeija said, honey, I've had an amazing life. Okay, and I didn't have the dollars. She said, oh, but if I had the dollars, I know that feeling now. Because, bitch, if I had the coin, the purse and the bag to go with the life that I've led, oh, my God. Okay, but it's coming. It's coming. Thank you, Lord. Okay. Okay, Eric, you said, well, no, not Daddy Ross. You better stop. No, honey. Okay, my inner Ross, baby. My inner Ross mixed with my inner, my mama, honey, Miss Patty. Baby, we'll sit down there and shit. We'll get it together up there. Okay. Eric, you say what? Is it the white LGBT community mafia? You know what? White and possibly the Jewish. Because, they always say the Jewish community is always, mafia down or whatever the case may be. And white or Jewish gay folks or gay Jewish folks, and we have a lot that control a lot of stuff, and carrying on. And that sounds very anti-Semitic and carried on. And I don't mean to offend anybody. Again, that is not my intention to offend. But we got to look at this on the real. Let's look at who got the coin. Who controls the power? Who got it? Who got it? Who got it? That's what we have to look at, people. And these are some of the hard realities that we as gay folks don't want to talk about. We don't talk about it because we keep putting it on somebody else. As long as it's the other communities that carry on, we jump on that bandwagon. Remember I said we pimp shit? We would jump on that bandwagon and then we would usurp it for our cause and then get mad because folks get mad at us for usurping it. Well, honey, we got to sit down there and talk about it like it is. We got to talk about it like it is. Okay? And then maybe we can sit down there and find some solutions and it's more than one solution. It's solutions. And I know one of them is we've got to get our own shit and stop relying on everybody else. And I know it's probably easier said than done. I mean, hell, the idea of being a business owner, see you later, it's kind of frightening to me. I've had my own little businesses and care now, but it wasn't anything that was going to make thousands and thousands of dollars. I've had my own. I've sold Avon, I've sold candy, and all that Tupperware, Melaleuca, Jaffra. I've done all of those kinds of things and never had a brick and mortar. I never had my own store or whatever, but I was doing it out of my home, a home-based business, and that kind of thing. And it was it sustained me because, I was able to stay afloat. You know what I'm saying? Kept gas, or bus fare or whatever. I was able to go out to the club, have a little extra coin for a couple cocktails and, all that kind of shit. But it never sustained me to where I could say I was an actual businessman. I was to write this off on my taxes and this, that, and that. Or I had to pay taxes or take the loss. I never did all of that. Okay? Tried to sell. I was getting into, when I started doing drag and stuff, I bought little jewelries and things. I was going to sell the little jewelries. But they were little kid shit. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. And carrying on. I used to be a telephone psychic reader back in the day for the, call me now. I wasn't Cleo, but yeah, I did that for half a spell, trying to see what that was like or whatever. And though I'm the real thing, I don't like telling folks that. But, the company that I worked, they sent me these little printout tarot cards and this, that, and that. It was ridiculous. It was a hoax. It was a hoax. Okay, and I didn't feel comfortable, so after about a month, I had to let it go because it wasn't right. So, in that, we've tried all of those particular kinds of things, but we need to learn how to have our own. So I'm starting over again. I've created my own little scents. I got, I'm into the oils, not like the children on the street corners or whatever, but I'm into the oils and I've created my own scents. And now I'm about to make some of them into lotions and shower gels as well, because the whole idea to smell good or whatever is about layering your scent. You start off with the body soap or whatever, you wash, you get a little smell, put the lotion on that intensifies it. So that way when you go to put your oil on, honey, you don't have to use as much because you're already indoctrinated in it. It's already in your pores and things. And because you already know what you like, it's going to enliven it up because the notes of the scent are already, conducive to your body chemistry. So as they break down in each particular layer of the notes, do your body right, honey, it's going to be effervescent and stuff, and it'll carry you throughout the day. Okay. I didn't mean to sound like a damn commercial. That was a commercial. Oh. Okay, so we'll call that our commercial break, honey, in our Donut Factory commentaries. Okay, for sensuality. Okay, that's the name of my line, sensuality. Okay. But I said all that to say, the idea of us, having commerce and having our own, that's where so that we can build our economic power. Because, child, I'm going to tell y'all, the three colors that mean anything in this world, honey, are red, black, and green. Red means that you are at a loss, honey. Your money ain't working for you. The only time black means something in this country is because that means all your money is right. All your decimal points are in the right place. all the zeros behind it are in the right place and lining up, and all the digits in front of that decimal point, honey, are right. That's the only time when you can say I'm in the black, that it means something positive and wonderful across the globe. Not just because I'm black and beautiful. It means something across the globe. And then, of course, green, honey. Green is prosperity. Green is the money. That's the real color that means anything. Because, see, now, it's not even about black and white anymore, honey. Because, see, it's always been about green and non-green. Okay? Because, remember, Black Wall Street was destroyed because those children, the black children, honey, were prosperous. And the white children, it was poor white children, honey, who didn't get it. Poor white children who couldn't get ahead by their own kind, because see, here's the ticket that folks don't get when it comes down to our Caucasian brothers and sisters. If you ain't got no coin, honey, you ain't got no coin. They don't fuck with you. So a lot of the poor white children, honey, get pushed aside. They don't get the jobs and stuff like that, and they don't get it. They do not get the coin because they had no coin. Hey, baby, I'm doing my live. You want to say hi to the people?
All I gotta say 2 words: the White House.
You so fucking stupid. Okay, don't you start no calamity up in here. What you need, baby?
I be ready to get that pussy bad like the football player, huh?
You so
I'm
damn
ready to beat it
stupid.
up for real. And kick it right down.
This child here, okay. This child here. Oh, the donut factory commentaries, child. This is what happens when you're at the job, honey. But back to what I was saying, honey. We have to get our own. Okay, we just have to get our own. Okay, let me see. I'm going back to the comments. Okay, Eric, you say, well, what the hell is food? What the hell is in the food, D? Come on. The child, now, you know, they were telling us, honey, they got all the hormones and stuff in the food. Go look on YouTube. They will show you how they're fattening up the cows and stuff and using a lot of hormones and things in the cows and in the pigs and all that kind of stuff, to where now, look at little 10-year-old boys, honey. 10-year-old boys got breasts bigger than a lot of 20-year-old women, okay, because of the food chain. And then it's genetically modified on top of it. So they took and split the genes, so the food is not pure like it used to be. And you genetically modified it so that it lasts longer on the shelves and this, that, and the other. But, honey, you never did the study to find out what it's going to do to the human body. You took the food and altered it from its natural state. Food is supposed to break down. Haven't you noticed you're supposed to throw food away? Do you notice when you don't use your vegetables long enough, they start to wilt and destroy themselves? Because why? They have a time limit, honey. You can't keep shit for a long time, but look at it now. Look at the stuff now, honey. They showed you about the McDonald's burger, honey. That was supposed to be beef. They done put a blowtorch on the beef, and the beef didn't burn. That's what that's what we are. And so now it's having adverse effects on our bodies and carrying on. Hell, we break it down at an early age. You know? So that's what's in the food. Okay, well, D, stop. Breast cancer in males. Yes, baby. Go look it up. Okay, and it sounds hysterical. But one of our most famous survivors of male breast cancer is Richard Roundtree. Yes, Shaft himself. Black man, Shaft. Okay? Or most recently, he was, if y'all watching Star, he was Miss Thing's daddy, who was owning the record company at one point. Okay? Yes, Richard Roundtree. He had breast cancer and overcoming it, and breast cancer in men is increasing. Yes. Okay. Dominic, you say, what, baby? You better preach. Okay. You're using my terms heteroattractional. I love you. Yes, Dr. Kofi, I got it from you, actually. And, you know, a lot of folks criticize me on that. But I like the definition of it as far as if we take the sex out of the idea of what all this is, honey, then we're able to really get down to the real of it. Because a lot of folks disagree with us because they're in our bedrooms, honey, what they think is going on. Okay, you may have an idea, but you don't know for real because you ain't there. Okay? So if you remove the sex, which is only a partial of it, the real idea of it is who we are attracted to. Attraction is innate. You can't help that. You can't help who you are attracted to. You just know something done happened. Oh, boom. Nobody knows, can explain why they are attracted to something. It just happens. That's the part that's innate in all of us. You don't know why you like bananas or don't like chocolate, or, why you like fat asses, or why you like, a handful of titties versus a big, a full bosom. You don't know why. You just know that something about it just did something, and it spoke to you, and it activated something. That's the part that's innate. Okay? Dominic, you say, well, only because we in the black community won't come out to the velvet closet. Oh, come out the velvet closet. Well, because we done got comfortable with the closet, honey. We so busy rubbing on the velvet, honey, and it's soft and plush, honey. Yeah.
Then doing the self walk down from 9 to 1 and follow the garage. I'll put it this time.
Copy that. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna have to end this soon because shit is 2:15 and I got to do my log. Okay. Eric, you said, well, follow the money, baby. I did a bit. Okay, yeah. Okay. Dennis Howard that came up in the room. Eric, you said, oh, hell, maybe get a bigger dick. You know what? Now no. Estrogen does not promote that. Testosterone does. Okay, to where if you're actively carrying on and you're burning fat, men can actually grow. But, well, they say for every 30 to 50 pounds of weight that you lose, you can gain an inch in your penis size or whatever. However, what you have, I don't think you're going to go anything above what you were already given at birth. But, as you gain weight or whatever, honey, everything starts to look a certain way, and this, that, and the other, and your skin get to moving, and this, that, and the third, and you don't have as much skin for it to stretch and to elongate and carry it on. And then the blood flow gets wrong. So, and then it doesn't become, stiff and hard as it ought to. So for every 30 to 50 pounds that you lose, you gain an inch. So there is that. But that's all testosterone. The chemicals in the food and in the hair products and all that kind of stuff that they're saying, it is producing estrogen. Estrogen is a female hormone, child. So no, it's not going to produce all that because the penis is a male thing, honey, and estrogen don't work that way in the man. Okay? So now, having said all that, my darling, yeah, I'm finna. It's 2:15. Let me get to getting my log and stuff together. I got to log in this phone. Somebody lost the phone, and all that. But there is that. So here, what I want you to do is this. I want you guys to sit up and take this video and have some real good conversation about it. Honey, dish these tea and dunk a few crumpets with the children. And let's get to talking about this because, see, we as an LGBT community have set up there and we have forged this thing and we are not doing what we're supposed to do. Okay, we're not doing right. And we have allowed ourselves to we're actually becoming the boogeyman. We're actually becoming the monsters that we said that we detested, that we're sitting up there becoming in our way. And we're becoming this monster all out of what we feel is necessity. Because we're trying to fight for our own equality and want to be a part of mainstream so badly, but we're becoming the oppressor because now we're holding everybody else hostage by not letting them have their own opinions because we want to label it as hate. Now we don't have to agree with it. We don't have to sit down there and stand by it. Okay, we can call it out. But what we have to do is stop being so sensitive to where we do not allow folks to have their own opinions and to have their freedom of speech and to stand in their truth the way we want them to let us stand in ours. So having said all that, my darlings, you may finish all of your crumpets, honey, because the tea has been dished and you've been dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meach right here and right now. If you love me, tell a friend, honey. If you hate me, tell an enemy. But do know this, everything that I'm doing in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion, everything and anything that I'm doing will move forward. Okay, so having said all that, my darlings, good night. And until the next time we have another Donut Factory commentaries, honey, I am Big Meach. Go and catch me out, www.dishingtea.com. And on that, honey, I'll talk to you guys soon. Kisses and loves, hugs. Be kind and love one another, honey. Happy holidays. Mwah.